We live? Making sure we're live. Just posting a quick video. Oh, yay, there we go. Okay, just posting something really quick. Boom, share. We're going to see if today we can make it happen. All right. Good morning. I'm going to make sure that we're rocking and rolling. If you're joining, thanks for joining. I'm going to wait for some people to roll in really quick, and we'll get going. Let me see if I can change the title of this. We are not doing Cinema 4D. We are doing Epic Fight Lighting. That's what we're doing. Epic Fight Lighting in Blender. Okay. Hey, what's up, Video Pro? Hola. Hola. We're going to hopefully have a better stream today. The goal is every day we're going to jump in here and do some Blender. What's up? Where are you guys from? Jump in. Let me know where you're from. How you doing? I want to also see how many people are. I'm really curious. Blender versus Cinema versus Maya artists are out there. So yeah, I'll have to show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this beautiful animation that was baked, which was given to me by. Oh no, I should have looked this up. It is a guy that does a ton of animation courses, and he made this super epic fight. And I was like, what's up from Pakistan? What's up? But this fight scene's really cool. I'm going to show you it, and I wanted to start lighting it and doing all these cool things to it. So let me pull it up. Let me switch screens really quick. All right. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So this is the scene. Really, really good animation, all in Blender. Really dynamic. Lots going on. So when you have a shot like this, there is a lot of places you got to start putting lights, key moments. And so this is going to kind of be like a live tutorial of how, my process, how I go through this and look at it and think about key moments of where you want to have lights hitting when they're fighting like this. Really long animation. We are at, I think we're coming to the very end. Yeah. Oh, we're going backwards now. Anyway, yeah, it's like, how many frames are we at? Yeah, 1,500 frames. That's a lot. That's a lot. But that's okay. Let me move me down here a little bit for you guys and see if I can shrink me. Maybe I should crop. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just turn my camera over a little bit because I'm gonna be staying right here. Because sometimes. And the only reason why I want you to see me is because sometimes I use my hands to explain something. And so I just figured that'd be helpful for you guys. So yeah, we're going to break down like how I kind of go through the lighting process. I had some basic material, so I'm going to do a little bit of look dev. And we're going to see how far we're going to get today on this thing. It's a passion project, just for fun. But I think it's a really cool thing for you guys to see me playing in Blender. I had a thought about lighting this, and I'm curious what you guys will. Oh, what's up from Nigeria? How's it going? I'm curious if you guys would like to see me do this in Eevee first, do all these lighting in Eevee, and then switch over into cycles. I've been thinking about that technique. of just doing things first in Eevee and switching it. So we're going to see if that's a good idea or a really bad idea right now. So I'm going to switch over into Eevee really quick. And I started putting up some basic lights. And I'm going to go to the very beginning, and let's see if our textures all load in here. There we go. Yeah, because this technique might work as far as like seeing how far we can get with setting up our lighting paths and see what we can get with this. Yeah, there we go. Things are loading in. I'm going to turn. So I wanted this to be more sunsetty, so that's going to work. But I also really like really harsh lights. So maybe I'm like, this is the sun setting, but I still want to add some big overall light that's hitting them. And because this is so dynamic and they're moving around so much, I'm wondering if it is going to be really difficult to do that. But oh yeah, and this material, it's a mix of what they have, and then I kind of added in some of my own details and things like that to make it feel like that kind of pattern I added with a different reflectivity in it. But we're going to be mostly focusing on like lighting. So, hi, when did I switch from Cinema 4D to Blender? It's probably been within the last like year I've been playing with Blender, and I was just super impressed with it. I know people are really just like a lot of Cinema 4D community is not happy about that, but there's just some things in here that I really like. And so it's been awesome. I've had a really good experience with it. Right now, see, I'm lighting with in Eevee. So you have these different render engines if you're new to Blender. So Eevee is like the real-time render. And I'm like, this is just a super fast way to get... Oh, the title is Cinema 4D. Yeah, I changed the title. Sorry about that. I changed it to Blender. I don't know why it started off. I thought I changed it before, but that's my bad. But I kind of like, even if you're a Cinema 4D person, I think seeing these kind of techniques and things can, be helpful. Maybe we'll have this, we could do this more of a like sunsetty. And again, if I switch over into, let me just do this really quick. Go back into here, and we're going to switch it to cycles. You'll see a massive quality difference. Oh yeah, the direct sun looks like it already had a sun in it. So yeah, I might be able to work with this. So it already has sun. So maybe this direct light, because sometimes I'll use two lights, and I can be like this other light can be like a sky, a blue sky that will give them a nice. I'm gonna draw a little annotation. Oop, come on now. So like, if I want, let me change. See, this is another cool thing you can do. Is these cool little notes. So like, we want to separate him from the background, and so you can give him this nice like silhouette. He's kind of got a silhouette from the sun coming from this direction, but we can give him some separation here too. And I added this direct sun, but if I turn it down, actually I'll crank it up. I'm going to do something like this, 10. And then if I also make it soft by changing the angle, it's not going to look like a huge sun. It'll just give us some nice separation within there. And, the cool thing is you can come in here and erase these little notes. I can't remember what the command is to delete them. But, yeah, so we're trying to always create separation between the foreground and the background. So if I scrub through, we see this guy down here. I'm going to have to zoom in because this is a huge 1,500 keyframes. It is a lot. Let me move this up. And actually, really quick, I'm going to turn on, because I'm soloing him right now, and we need to turn back on our environment. So I think I need to do a Shift-I. Nope, Shift-I. Let's turn this environment back on. So this environment's pretty intense. And I had a bunch of materials, but I'm going to actually go, if you ever want to delete a bunch of materials in here, you can go up into your, we switch this over into the Blender file. There were some materials that I don't want back in here. Let's see if I turn those off. Let's see. Yeah, what material is this? Smart material. I don't want that one anymore. I'm going to keep it this one. And we're just going to completely delete it, because I'm going to keep it pretty flat for now. I started working on the ground too, but you'll see it's pretty noisy right now. Let's come in here. Let's see if I can turn viewport, render, noise threshold, and a denoiser. This will help us at least get the vision of it super fast. Finish a VFX crash course last month. It was, oh, thank you, Ela, for taking the course. Yeah. Hopefully I can come out with some newer courses and some things that are a little bit more up to date. That one is slowly getting out of date. So I'm going to turn off this sun, turn on the sun. It's looking a little bright. So let's turn it down to like 1. It's still giving us that separation. And there's a lot of different ways you can create separation. Sometimes hitting a light back here. So for example, if I add this cursor and I do like a point light, this is just another technique people will use to create separation. Let's see. Why did that go into the wall? Oh, it's because it's curved. Beep, beep, beep. Hit F. My GPU is loving that I'm live streaming and trying to do a render. That's pretty funny. Do I have advice switching from Cinema? You know, I could show a bunch of like cool technique or cool things going from Cinema. The biggest thing was speed. I felt like I had way more speed in Blender. But you can see right here, just by adding a light back here. Oops, come on now. Oh, is it not going to let me do annotations like this? Okay. Oh, it's because I have that on. Yeah, so adding a light back on that wall, sometimes if you brighten a wall up, it'll give you separation. So for example, if we had the sun off, and let me turn off some other lights and just show you guys. Okay, like that. So see, if I turn off this point light, he kind of blends in. So if you don't want a light hitting your character and you want them to be more silhouetted, or you want to separate them from the background, just adding this point light back there, like something that's some type of light, or if it's a spotlight, if you wanted it, like what we could do, actually that's not a bad idea. Pull the sucker out and switch to a spotlight. Here's another reason why I like Blender's like lighting stuff is they have this little, see this little yellow dot? Wherever you drag that to is where it's going to light, and it's just such a great thing. And if you want to change the spot, and that's obviously too bright, but I'm just trying to show you guys this, blend it out, make it a little bit softer. You know, this could be some, oh, gosh dang it, moonlight or some, you know, something like that, like a moonlight kicking in. But all that's doing is it's, again, we're always trying to draw the eye, and so now we're separating the background from the foreground like that, which is super cool. And so yeah, if I turn this on and off, it's just giving a separation. And then what you could do, select that light, duplicate it, and you could do this again, like it's these like shafts of light coming in. And so yeah, so sometimes you don't need to throw a light on your character. Sometimes it's a matter of lighting your background to give them separation and creating some type of like a mood or an environment. I'm gonna actually hit F. Oh, and by the way, I've had people be like, only use the Blender hotkeys, and I'm actually really against that. And I know I'm gonna get hate from a lot of people in the Blender community. They're gonna say, why would you suggest not using the Blender hotkeys? Well, it's because the Blender hotkeys are only good if you stay in Blender forever and ever, and you never ever switch into anything else, which means you'll never use Nuke. You never want to use Houdini, you never want to use anything else. You just want to stay in Blender for the rest of your life and never try any other tools. Sure, stay in Blender. But if you ever plan on expanding your tool set, learning any of the other software, I say use industry standard and then map your keys. My keys are similar to Nuke in here and similar to Houdini. So I kind of have all because my fingers have that muscle memory. And so people are going to fight me on that. And they're going to be like, well, Blender has special abilities if you use this other way. And anyway, sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but it's just, I just don't think it's 100% good to use just Blender hotkeys. So yeah, this is just a quick technique to get, see if I don't like, if that feels too synthetic, like see this like light hitting him, that just feels really fake and flat. So I kind of like having the background lit. So yeah, I'm doing something right now that I'm actually like, that looks much better. But another thing is what you can use are called gobos. And now I'm going to start pandering to the Blender community of why Blender's awesome. So gobos are basically lights with textures on them. And so if I don't like those spotlights, they felt kind of boring. The cool thing is, and I'm also going to turn off my floor plane. So I have this pack of gobo light textures, and these are awesome. Totally worth the purchase. See all these different textures? Well, watch this. If I like this one, drag it, drop it. I'm going to hit F to get towards it because right now it's stuck straight to the wall. But let's go back into here. Oh. Maybe. So this has this pattern on it. You see this pattern kicking. Watch this. It'll have a texture that it's projecting, and it just makes it feel like it's shining. It just gives it less of this fake look. So I could turn that on, and then right now, see how the edge is super sharp. Let me just go in here. So it has a super hard edge. That's because we have to change the feather, but we have this really cool pattern, and it's almost making it look like there's more detail. Nicholas, do I prefer the rigging tools of Blender opposed to Cinema 4D? I kind of switched before I started doing a lot of riggings. Like I would do some basic rigging in Cinema, but Blender's, like, again, the speed is just, it's really hard. It's really hard because it's so fast. And so I've had a very hard time, like, going back to Cinema. I tested it on a project. What I did is I said, hey, I'm going to test this out, Blender, on a project and do some product rendering. And I got it done so fast, like, that after that I was like, I can't go back. Okay, so I just softened the edges by changing, you can change the blend size, so that blended it out here. But now see the detail's still pretty harsh, and if I'm like, I want to soften that up, the radius is where you change that. So that's going to make our texture blurred just slightly. And I'm trying to remember how to delete all my friggin' annotations. Oh, I just come in here and you can delete it, I guess, right there. So yeah, now, so that looks better, I think, having a texture like that. And to give it even more pizzazz, maybe add another one up there. But again, we want our eye going here, like to our character. So this is kind of distracting, that nasty hit right there. It's just too bright. So again, you're always trying to focus on, like, how do I get people to look at our character? And there's a couple problems. So I'm going to turn off some of these other lights because I'm already see this light on the ground. Actually, that light on him looked okay. Let's see, which one is it? I should be naming all these lights, but I'm going to turn a lot of these off to see where we're at. Those ground lights were distracting, so I'm turning those off. But that hit up there, we're going to turn this down 2,000. We could even probably turn it down more than that. Go to like 500. So yeah, you're wanting to draw the eye, always finding a way to, like, get people to look at where you're looking. I actually don't mind that hit on the back of him, but that's not where I want it. So I might duplicate this light and do that again. But again, we're trying to get people's eye to go to him. So it's okay if it's darker down here. And I see all this light casting down right here. I think this is too bright. And so another little thing you can do is put in, I'm going to put like a giant plane to be a little a light blocker. Cinema 4D is an amazing piece of software. It really is. Yeah, I would say Cinema is king of motion, 3D motion. It's phenomenal. I have some cool tools here in Blender, but yeah, I love Cinema. I have nothing at Cinema, but this tool just worked for a lot of stuff I was doing. And I was really happy about the speed of the UI, the speed of like rendering, the speed of, I had like no bugs. So I've had a good experience, but I still always will love Blender. Okay, so really quick, Cinema. So this little button up here, if I put it, it's like my cursor. It says, hey, where do you want to place an object? So I can just click it on stuff and then let's add a plane. And you can see I'm starting to I'm going to make a giant light block. And I'm going to move off camera. And later, if I have to figure out where it's hitting or where I can see it, like if I go to this big view, I want the light to hit him there. I don't want to block that. So yeah, we have to always make sure and I want to see some of it on the ground. So we got to move this until that looks right. Let's go back to our camera view. So yeah, we're getting a little bit of a highlight down here, which is what I like. But I like this part being in shadow and then using this light to give him separation and all that fun stuff. Now, I don't know what texture we're going to use on these rocks yet. I suppose we could throw something in temporary and see what it looks like, but I'm just going to try to be speedy. But let's pretend like this is going to be, I'm going to hit new material, something darker. You'll see a problem that will arise. So all these rocks behind him, and I think, let's go TG. Why isn't it selecting people? Come on now. Let's try the lasso. It's being odd about selecting. Okay, so if I select that one and I, transfer, let's just say it's all going to be black rock, and they're going to steal our money. Click on this one, transfer. See, this is what I mean by you have to create separation, because as soon as we have like a darker material back there, we start having issues, and we're not getting that nice separation between the foreground and background. Yes, I have tried Octane and Blender, and it actually, what first was a nightmare, and then I figured out why it's not a nightmare anymore. The reason why it's not a nightmare anymore is because do not update your NVIDIA GeForce drive. Keep it at, I think it's like 4.99. If you upgrade past that, like the Prime Octane server will shut down over and over and over and over, and you'll be really angry. So yeah, be careful. And maximum, I just found your YouTube channel because the live stream was on my YouTube recommendation. You're a lighting artist. Yes, I am I'm a generalist. And if you want to see some of my work, go to artstation.com and then look up VFX Central. I've used name a render engine. I've probably used it. There's only a couple that I haven't used, but this is probably my greatest piece I've ever done. I did. That's Ian's. Let me go to, where am I? Hey, let me go to the other one. Only Ian's is pulling up. Ian did my matte painting on that. Let's see. Maybe I have to type my name in. What the heck? Let's see. There I am. Yeah, this piece super proud of. This was a Clarice, back when Clarice was a thing. Clarice did all the lighting look dev. Super fun project. And then I actually rebuilt this in Blender. I have a Blender version if you look on my Insta. But yeah, I love lighting. So anyway, so yeah, this is I think this is really important to talk about, is like creating separation, drawing the eye, like what are we supposed to be looking at, hiding things, what should we not be looking at. I absolutely love talking about this stuff, so it's fun for me. So yeah, let's turn on some of these other lights and see if some of these are working. So this light just did something. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this one, so this looks so synthetic that I don't like that. And so I'm gonna actually hit F and get out of this view. And I really like hard backlights. I think they look so good. So if you want to do a hard backlight, you just change your spread and you'll see, look at that. It gets really hard backlight, looks cool, but you guys see the issue with it, right? It's too intense. So we could tone that down. I'm not gonna lock the camera. We can zoom out. This is another thing, is you can zoom out from your view window like that. So we could give them a little bit of, that's good. I feel like that's still, like, we're connecting these two ideas. We're connecting that there's light here and light here. And you see this all the time in movies. Like, they'll have like a lamp back here and there's no way that lamp would be casting a light on someone, but then they suddenly have like a light on them, and you're like, that's not possible. But in this land, it is. And also, there's a really good article about, like, a good what's it called? There's a good blog about lighting, and maybe I'll post a link to it later. But it shows you, let me just post it in here, the CG lighting. There it is, principles. Chris Bjorn. This thing, I did a talk at NAB about this. So I'm going to put this in the chat. Let's see if it'll allow me. That's such a good link if you guys want to learn a lot of lighting. Hey, Aaron, do you do mentorships for studios? Absolutely happy to do mentorships for studios. Absolutely. Shoot me a message on Instagram, on my email. Super happy to come in and talk about lighting. This stuff is important, and I feel like it can be forgotten, but it's super important. And I think lighting is like the most fun. Scene like this, that's massive. This takes a long time. This is like, this is going to have thousands of lights because it's 1,500 frames. But it's so much fun. And it's about, like, when you want the moment, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be that, like, you want a moment. So you want to find these moments in your scene that are really important and accentuate them and make them bigger and make them, like, if someone punches, you want, like, the sun behind them and, like, there's a flare. Pow! You know, I did that in my Dino robot scene. Not to talk about my work anymore, but you'll see there's just, like, little things. I added spotlights right before the hit, like a flare on his mouth. So, you know, like, that kind of stuff is so much fun. So I love talking about lighting. So if you ever want me to come chat with you about lighting, I'm super happy to. But yeah, this is kind of a, otherly world look. And the characters are stylized so that we can get away with a lot more. We can exaggerate colors and make it really pretty. The other fun thing is, if you want to see, like, let's see. Yeah, CC. Blah, blah, blah. I'm said CC too many times. Let's push. So see, like, right here. this is a great example. See how he's totally, you can't see his pose. Like he is completely like dark right there. I like the light hitting him here looks nice, but all this is just like, you don't know what you're looking at. His pose isn't defined. And this is where we can have fun. So, and this is where light linking also comes in to play, because why isn't there we go. So yeah, this is where light linking can be your friend, because you can target lights to hit certain people. If you ever want to be a live stream, oh yeah, dude, Maximin, I will 100% do some nuke stuff. Let me know what nuke stuff you like. I've had some people say, do full CG nuke compositing. I'm happy to do it and show you. Like, I like to show all my little tips and tricks. So happy to do that. Okay, so let's duplicate this light. And I'm going to hit him with, let's see how we can give him some. And we're going to expose problems as well, like things that happen. Okay, that one's not working. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a spotlight. I'm just going to see if I can hit him with this light pretty hard. Back it up a little bit. And maybe let's angle it here, zoom in. So yeah, now we're starting to separate his form from the background a little bit better. I want to see his fist more though. So this is where you start creating different light groups. I'm going to show you light linking. So let's see if I remember how to do it properly. What you have to do is maybe I go into him and I do, make sure I'm in the right, blended 4.1. Okay, let's see. Where is it? Where is my light linking? Do you guys ever have a hard time? I feel like sometimes I have to remember how I do stuff. Let's go into, no, visibility, shading, culling. That's not a viewport display. Not it. Shading. There we go. Light linking. Okay. So this spotlight that we just created, what we're going to do is I'm going to right click and say move to collection, and I'm going to say new collection, and we're going to call this red lighting. And everything that's going to be in red lighting is going to be what will affect him. So I'll click on this and I'll find that, let me, let's go back into our scene. And where's our scene? Red lighting. And I'm going to make this one red so we know exactly what it is. And come in here and there's that red lighting. Oh, but what just happened? I was clicked on the wrong object. There we go. Light linking, and then we go red lighting. But now this is going to, whatever's in this object, see how it's not hitting the floor anymore. It's just hitting him. So this can be super helpful. So if I'm in this let me just hit plus, I believe. Oh, also, I think it's because in my filters I said, hey, only show. There we go. So let me hit F to reveal this. Actually, I'm going to hit, I think if you hit minus, it closes a bunch of stuff. There we go. Okay, so yeah, everything in this folder's collection is going to be what will affect him. And if I point the slide at our other guy, nothing. So that's the glory of light linking, is now we have a lot more control. So I could duplicate this spotlight. I'm just going to show this to exaggerate what's happening. So see, now I'm adding a light down on him that is not going to hurt anyone else. And maybe we want to make it super blue. And I'm going to exaggerate this just so you guys can see what's happening. Voila. Now you have that beautiful, we're able to create some exaggeration. Then again, this should not be affecting our background. I know it looks like that. This spotlight's actually not. Whoa, is it hitting the ground? Uh-oh. It should not be affecting any of this environment, but it is. Now I got to figure out, I just lied. It shouldn't be affecting any environment. So I got to do a little bit of investigation and see what's going on, because he... Let me just check one more time, guys. See if that was a fluke. No, it's not a fluke. It should not be affecting it. Oh, you know what it is I think even though, let's see, this light, or do I have to do light groups now? Oh no. Let's see. Yes, I'm working in cycles. It's pretty awesome. Light group. I need to create a light group. Is that what it is? Which group is it? Our Gaian, our red. Oh. Let's see. Okay, so that one's, I'm going to make this guy red. So maybe, let's see. I'm going to click on the lights, and I'm like, does light linking actually work the opposite, where I do it just like this? And same with this. Character. Maybe I did it the opposite way. I thought you clicked on the... Oh yeah, that worked now. Okay. So what you do, I think I did it the wrong way. I thought about it the wrong way. Is... See, now it's just affecting him. So I guess what you have to do is you click on the light. So the character, so if I turn this off, what's going to happen? On the body. Let's see if this light still affects the ground. Nope. But it affects him. Okay. So that's what it is. What you need to do is, I did it the wrong way. Yeah. No, the collection link should be in the collection of the character, not the light inside the collection. Yep. You're right. So yeah, as I click on the light and I live link to the collection of the object. You're right. Thank you for that help. But yeah, I mean, it's super, I freaking just love how quick we can get stuff. And let's just scrub through this again and see where we would want to add another light. Like, see how, yeah, this backlight that's hitting him. So this is where I would go in here and I would say, I need this blue boy. Find his, I think this is, wait, let's see. Oh. Not that one. These lights are not supposed to be in here. I gotta move all these lights are not supposed to be in here. So I'm gonna right click and say move to collect. Oop. Right click. Let's see. Move to collection. New collection. Lights. And let's see, why is all of these lights? Come on now. Can I just drag these in? There we go. That plane is also not supposed to be in there because that plane is a, excuse me, a light blocker. Let's see where. And I'm going to hit, which one is this? Okay. I'm trying to figure out where. Come on now. Where's his rig? Oh, that one. That one needs to be in its own thing. So I'm like, can I pull this one out of here? There we go. And this. There we go. Okay. So the blue guy and I have the red guy. I don't know why those were inside of each other, but I did not want it to be like that. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. We had just a little bit of an issue there. So this light, like I was saying, it needs to be linked to him. So I think we come in here and we find his model. There we go. So yeah, it's just doing, it's a little, thank you. Okay. It's tricky because you are using several lights and want to target light different stuff. You have to, yeah, use the collections. Yep. So that's why it's good to have your characters in different collections. Make sure you're organizing that way. I should have organized it before I started. But once you have them organized, then you absolutely can make, oh yeah, those aren't supposed to be on. Hey-oh. I don't want them on. Turn off. There we go. Yeah, so if we wanted another light on this blue boy, maybe we could just do another. And again, I got to make sure I'm putting it in. I'm going to color this one yellow. We're going to do another spot. I'm going to hit F, get out of that view. And it may be okay if he's not lit because we do want our eye to be on the red guy. So he could be silhouetted. I just want to see if this looks nice. Yeah, I kind of like that. And so then again, let's see if we did it right. We're going to link it to the blue boy. And to test our theory, we're going to point it at red boy. And it shouldn't light him up. It should only be lighting. Good. That worked. Nice. And that gave him a little bit of separation between the background and foreground. Come in here. Make it a little more blue. Zoom in. And I turn off some of this stuff. Sometimes it gets distracting. So there we go. We did create this separation. Oh, I can't do annotations without that. I need to turn the default as red. So yeah, he's blended in. You know, he's getting a little bit of separation there. His arm is also getting separation. I do think his hand is kind of hiding a little bit. You don't know what his hand's doing. So we could come in there as well and add another light to separate that even more, and we could use that same spotlight that we used, or I could try to direct this a little bit more. Let's see what we can get away with. I'm going to crank this up to 500. And maybe we need to do our blend. Let's change the spot size a little bit. That's super harsh, and I'll probably end up changing that. But I wanted to first see what we can do. Yeah, it's really, I'm trying to, the goal is exaggerate these poses as much as we can. So let's scrub forward. And if you guys didn't see the animation, I'll play it again so some of you guys can see how cool it is. And we'll see where these moments are. You gotta make the sound. Sweet. so cool. Such a cool scene. So, yeah, long ways to go. A super long way. But let's see what this looks like when he's dashing in. Like, this is where I'm like, I could animate the lights a little bit, but or I can track a light to him. Yeah, the scene is so rad. I could have a light following him. I'm curious how that would work, though. Like, that is such... Yeah, that pose right there needs to be exaggerated big time. Like, you need to see him in all of his glory. I'm going to hit F because I feel like that's not... Oh, that's because that's at the front of him. Yeah, that's not good. Why is one in the front of him? Did I not grab the right light? We could hit him with the light, but we also could, like I was doing the technique before, make him... Let's see. Where'd that light just go that I just was playing with? That's weird. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there it is. So we could add that light on him, but I'm kind of like, if we don't, we could add a point light back there in this background to silhouette him. So maybe it's more dramatic, like he's like, I don't know, like he's more of a mystery, and then he comes into the shot. You know, it depends on what we want to do. And we have these abstract lights that I was playing with. So we could duplicate another one of these suckers. Looks like I have to move it around a little bit. The ground is going to have to take on that ground. Hey, come on now. That one doesn't have a material. Which one does this have? So I'm going to click on this, click on that, see if I can get that same material on there. Click on this, click on that, same material. Click on this, click on that. I know I could be selecting all these, but I'm just not doing it that way. So yeah, his pose is a little hidden right there. So what I could do is just crank this sucker up, and I could really isolate it so it's more concentrated right back here. His arm is faded still, so it's like I'm like, how many lights would I need to get that pose silhouetted? I like that light hitting there. I'm gonna keep that one there, but then I'm gonna duplicate and do another one. So yeah, it's playing between like the environment and the character lighting to hit those right moments. Let's see. B. Like maybe there's just these cool shafts of light that are just everywhere. I'm okay with that. Like where they're just a bunch of these spotlights. And if I add volumetrics in here, that's a whole nother way of separating everything. That will create another layer on top of all of this. Oh, that's funny. Let me get rid of those annotations. Yeah, I like that our eyes maybe are almost when that light's hitting that ground right there, it almost like makes it so that you're anticipating something to happen right there. And then yeah, there he is. Yeah, that light's working again. I got to show you guys this. This is interesting. So the light hitting here is actually justifying the light bouncing up there, which is kind of another little cheat, is when you have a light going down like this, but it bounces back up. Even though it's not really bouncing, your brain's connecting the two dots. It's saying, I see this blue light hitting there, therefore I'm okay with it hitting up there. It's kind of interesting. So, yeah, that part looks good. Him silhouetted, I don't hate it. I think that's okay. Yeah, him, I'm okay with that silhouette. And I like that the light back there is going to, that pose is great too. I really like that pose. And we're getting a little bit of a nice, we're seeing his pose pretty good right there. Let's see if we can duplicate this again and add even another light back there to exaggerate it even more. And see if that is doing what we want. Yeah. Yeah, we can see that pose nice right there. And look at that later, because we did all that, we're getting, this is all for free. That's all for free because we did it. So we're really just blocking out these lights and seeing what we want to do with them. I mean, this thing's moving so fast that your brain doesn't have a ton of time to process it, but you want to just make sure that the poses are sticking out, because an animator will spend a long time getting their poses right, and if you don't light it right, those poses are just going to completely disappear, and then you don't get a real sense of like anticipation, like you just miss a lot. And so I don't want to do that to you want to make the animator's stuff shine. Even this, I'm like, could I add a light here to kind of separate his upper body from his lower? We could try it. Let's just see what happens, Let's just see what happens. So I had that spotlight that I turned off that was linked to him. And seeing it now, I don't hate it. I'm like, maybe go from a lower angle and see if, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And I know with this light, this is another thing is you want to keep track of, is when I do some volumetrics, I'm going to have to turn off the visibility on the volume scatter. I already know that's going to be an issue because some of these lights are so low, I can't have them contribute to any of the volumetrics. So most of these lights, I'm probably going to turn off the volumetrics, and I'm going to build specific, like maybe the abstract lights will be okay, but a lot of them aren't going to work for the volumetrics. So sometimes you build lights just for the volumetrics, completely separate, because you want to control everything. So it's like, I know I want the lights hit here and here and here, but for the volumetrics, I want to do this and this and this. So you're going to be going back and forth and trying to figure out exactly what you want it to do. But I better save this progress. Let's move forward, and I'll go back and forth to see if anything is, and adding a light in is breaking anything, or if it's okay. The other thing is, I'm not worried about the far background, because I think I'm going to end up replacing a lot of that with matte paintings or something like that. I'm okay if the scene's a little bit darker. I kind of wanted it like night moody. So I'm getting a general cast, and then I'm going to worry about that part later in comp. If I had something right now, I would throw it in, but I don't. So yeah, you can see how many lights were rolling in the first, 100 frames. And we're able to do a lot with this. I'm going to turn on this, make this a little bit more reflective. I also, because this geometry is really hard, has some hard edges. And beep, 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 boo, boo. I'm going to hide my asset browser. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. I'm going to add in, oh my gosh. Come on now. There we go. Okay, we're gonna add in a bevel. This is a quick way if you don't want to like add more polygons to things, and if these are in the background into your normal. And let me just do this. Shift I is how I have this set up where I can solo things. Oh boy, but it's gonna be dark. Let me see if I can get close enough. So all this did is give us that little edge. Let me see if I can turn that off. See how harsh that line is right there? Plug a little bevel in there. It's beveling it without having to polygon and do all the modeling crap. All right. So yeah, and because all these materials are using the same one, we get that for free. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm liking the mood of this. And sometimes I like to even just render a frame out and then bring it into Nuke. Should I do that? You guys want me to do that? Do a quick, just a super fast. Let me turn off that. There we go. Boom. I'm gonna just start adding these materials on here. Let me get out of this view. Yeah, I can just do a super fast, like one frame comp and see what it's gonna look like. Let me grab these. This. Come on now. Not liking the lasso tool, not doing what I want, but that's all right. Come on now. Do I need to switch to just this little sucker? No. I just want to select these. There we go. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. There we go. Just quickly going to get some of these materials on here and we're going to look. That should be that. That should be this. We're just going to look at this. Boom. Okay. Oh yeah, and this is our plane. So this plane, I was wanting it to block all that light there, but we can clearly see it, and it's reflecting light. So this might just have to be a light blocker. So I'm gonna just turn this to like black. See, but if I move it too far, I don't want it to hit him. And then the other thing, you'd come in here and you'd say, hey, visibility. We don't want to see it in camera. See, it's blocking the light, so maybe I'd have to back that up. And that looks... I'm like, maybe that light blocker is too dark. I'm like, maybe it was okay if it was a little light because it was bouncing some. I don't know. Yeah, we're just shaping the light. I'm gonna get back to that cool pose he was in. See, now we have all this area over here that we got to worry about. And I don't know why that looks super dark right there. So I'll have to go in and play with that as well and see how we can brighten that area up. So let's get back our extras. And let's grab that another abstract light that we had up here that's throwing some of that texture. That's pretty. Like, I had a buddy, he worked on Epic, and he worked on Charlie Brown movie or something like that. And I would ask him how many lights he had in his scene because he's a lighting artist. And he's like, dude, thousands. I was like, thousands? I'm like, it looks so simple. He's like, no. He's like, when you're doing like big stuff, massive scenes, he's like, there are so many lights. Like sometimes an art director will be like, hey, we want like Charlie Brown's shoe. We want like a sheen on the backside of it. And so he'll like rig up a light to just be attached to it and light it a very specific way. And that's kind of what you do. You just gotta, it's time consuming in every process. And if you have like a big movie, you know, it's like there's, you know, hundreds, thousands of people working on stuff and they're trying to shape the scene. And yeah, so it's a huge team effort. I'm looking at that light blocker now and I'm like, let me see what happens if I turn it off. Ooh, I might like it off now. Now that we've added a bunch of lights in here, I might not like that on. 1 second. I gotta check some messages. Good. So yeah, actually, I had that light blocking because I was wanting to create a shadow, but after I've done some of this other stuff, let's turn it on right here. Oh man, I'll go back and forth because now our eyes going to him much more. I do like these little spotlights hitting on the ground. This is just going to be like an ethereal looking moon with the sun going down. I don't know. Everything should have direction, and sometimes this doesn't. So we're going to keep going back a little bit more, and then we'll go forward and see where we're at. So this moment, they are in complete darkness. So, and this happens super fast. That's fine. Yeah, we're missing a little bit of the hit. We're missing like all this area. We're kind of getting lost a little bit in there. So what we could do is we could use this sun direction to our advantage, and we could add another light hitting here that might give us a little bit more. Yeah, we could try something like that. So this one, in this case, we would light link this to both the characters, but let's just do a spotlight really quick. And let me turn the extras on. Let's see, now we're gonna go in the camera view. And I want this to be pretty hard. So I'm gonna add a couple more zeros. Hey! Nope. Okay, and I went forward too far. And I also don't like I want this to be way more concentrated. If I can back up enough, let's see if I can get. And we're going to change the spot size even more. So now we're at least seeing where his hand is grabbing. So yeah, we're exaggerating that sun coming through here. He does have that super harsh shadow right there. That's a little too hard, and so we got to blend that sucker out just a little bit more to match the sun hitting right there. This part's also really hard to see, and I don't know if it's going to matter, but let's just throw something in and see if that does help. And we can add a quick, I'm just going to do a quick point light. Sometimes point lights just work great. Clearly too bright. Let's go down to 1. And it's also too close to the camera. So we got to move it back in Z space a little bit. And it's so hard to know exactly where this should go. That's looking a little bit better. It's giving us the shape of his head. much better than what we were dealing with before. It's subtle. Now let's see if it becomes an issue later, because look, it might sometimes have to animate lights on and off too. And I don't want this to be a problem. And I think it might be, oh yeah, see that's filling in some of that area too, which is not bad. Okay. So yeah, that gave us a little bit more. Just adding those two little things in there, I think helped quite a bit. We do have an area light that is, where's this light coming from? There's some light that's that one. Like, where else is this light being applied? Oh, it was just like an overhead soft. I think that's way too much though. I like the split look. I think the split looks nice. That backlight's also a little too harsh. But let me turn this back up to like, it was at 10. Let's go back to like 4. It's filling in some of the shadows, but I just don't want it to overpower like the kind of side harsh look. Another great example of we need to create separation within this area, his hand. His wrist is separated nice right there, but we can't even see what's happening right here. We have no idea what's happening. So we're going to maybe create another sun spotlight that's going to hide, that's going to do that same kind of technique we just did. So let's go and grab this, and I'm just going to duplicate it and move it forward and see if that will work. And let's go back to that light. Oops. I don't mind that, like where his head's hitting, it's like the sun's bright. Let's see if we can. Yeah, that's cool. I think that can actually work. It's like the sun's dipping down, peeking through an area, and it's hitting on the ground. Nice right there. Let me delete these annotations. Let me hide some of that. See, yeah, so now his face is getting hit. Might need to change the radius a little bit because that was a little hard. And I don't think I ever changed the radius of that one either. So we got to change this one's because that was too harsh as well. So yeah, we're adding to the sunset coming from the right side a little bit there because I wanted that. Those ethereal lights are okay. It's now making me look at the sky in the background and be like, I got to figure that out. Like have a blue sky up in there. But yeah, so now we can see where his hand's hitting. Absolutely need to add something right here on the blue boy. So I'm going to quickly just add, we're going to try an area light really quick. What is that? That did not, oh, I did a plane. There we go. And that looks bad. So we're going to just not do that. And we're going to come up here. We're going to angle it. And I'm going to already know generally like what I'm going to have to do. Super, super bright. We don't want it. Let's turn this sucker down. And turn this down to 1. And let's add, I'm going to hit F. Let's move this back even more. Now we're getting the shape of his hand a little bit better. I'm going to get rid of that annotation that's getting in the way. And I'm also going to turn off that cursor that's getting in the way too. So yeah, I'm starting to see his hand a little bit better. And so we have this color theme is the blue and the yellow. We could have done a red sun actually, and it could have all been red and blue. Maybe I'll go back and change that later. We'll see. But yeah, now we're getting some of that separation. I do like the light hitting both of them. So what I'm going to do is click on the light and go into the light linking, and we're going to do our red character so we can see it's hitting him. And we're also going to add our blue boy, and now that light should be hitting him, but it's not hitting the floor. And I'm okay with that. It should be hitting both, right? Can you add both? Now, wait a second. Can you not have... Oh, so those need to be all in this one. That should be... No. There we go. Character. I'm going to make this one purple because red and blue, purple. So if I want a light affecting both of them, that one's going to be in there. There we go. Okay. There are so many moments in here that we can highlight that I'm just like looking at. That I'm like, we could keep adding lights and lights and lights. Do we want the sun peeking through here? It's so hard to make it look natural, but also, yeah, just work in general. It's a fine, I always feel like I'm trying to like balance. And in this case, the back wall, I might throw something back there. We had more of our abstract area lights back there. I might just quickly just do a duplicate and see if I can throw something back there. Just a little bit more. Little kicker. That'll be cool with the sky. A little silhouette. We could do more with that though, if we want. So, yeah, this is, and then when I turn on, let's go into the compositor, because you can come in here and I'm just going to show you guys to do this little glares and flares. And first it won't work, and you say, hey, turn on camera. And you can do this. Oops, there we go. I'm going to turn it down. And let's do, you can do multiple streaks, fade it so it's not over the top. Do another glare. Fog glow. Oh. Yeah, that'll be cool. We'll have some flares peeking through there as well. Yeah, that'll look cool. There's some cool moments in here for sure. See, and when he's up in the sky, we're gonna also exaggerate the sun. But they have some good poses even. Yeah, I don't hate all this stuff actually. We could add more. That's bad. So yeah, we're gonna have to keep coming through and going through every inch of this thing and dissecting it. I think our camera's going through the ground right here actually, which that's not good. I'm like, is it because I had displacement and now it's like screwing everything up? It could be. Actually, probably shouldn't have touched the ground plane because that will mess up the position. Let's see if the displacement is creating an issue. Yes, it was. I'll fix all those textures later, so I'm not going to have the displacement on for now. We're just going to keep that off. So, all right, we're going to back up. Slowly, 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 it is coming together. But yeah, this is going to be kind of a cool shot when it's all done. I'm actually really excited to work on this. What's up, David? Dude, I should have you do sound design on this when we finish it. David's an incredible editor and music producer. He makes everything look and sound epic. So if you're looking for someone to make something awesome, he's your boy. Should I add one more sun on him? Sunlight hitting him? I don't know, maybe. I'm also going to turn that plane selection off because I keep hitting it. So I'm not going to make it selectable. Let's go in here. Visibility. I don't want to be able to select it. Let's see. Where do I go? There's a place I go that says, oh, selectable. Yep, I don't want to select it. Because I want to select these. Copy that over. See, when we had the volumetrics in here, I just want to see what that would look like. Let's add a new collection and throw a volumetric. I'm going to call this fog. This is just going to be temporary, and you guys are going to see all the issues it's going to create. But it should be pretty sweet. And we're going to do a box or a cube. Let me delete it. Gotta put it right here. And new volume scatter. Plug her in to the volume. Delete that. And watch all the issues that will occur when I scale this up. And you can use volumes and see, like he's totally gone now. This allows it so that you can create those beams of light, but then we're going to do 0.1. And turn off all the other crap so you guys can see what's going on. Actually didn't do as bad as I thought I would. I was getting ready to have to go through. Oh yeah, you'll see. That's not too bad. This will make it so we have, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix some of this. 0.3 volumes are too intense. I'm gonna check. Now everything should be contributing. Let me click back on. I'm gonna call this fog. We'll make that brown. And let me go click into this and zoom out and see. Let's see where it is. Oh, that's why. See, it's not even hitting our lights back here. If I go further back, and we're gonna bring this up. Now we're gonna look, and you'll see that yeah, it's a little too intense. So we're gonna bring this down. That didn't work. 0.2. That's. Oh, there we go. There's our lights. Went the wrong way with it. So now you're getting those little rays. But now you can see all of our spotlights, like the origin of them. And so that becomes another issue that you have to address. And it's like, let's see if we can get these suckers in a position where we're not going to see them everywhere. Just by moving them up. Let's see if we can get away with that. That guy's not too bad. again, this is way too intense. I am going to bring it down to 0.1. And I might have to bring it down even from that. But this could add a really cool mood to all of this. It could add a really, really cool mood. And I'll use several fog volumes and kind of place them where I want. Like you could even do a lower, like if you wanted to do, we're going to duplicate it, but now we're going to just have it be like a low hanging fog and cast it all the way out. So now it's just like on the floor. Yeah, put the volumes in a collection and tick off light link. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's if I don't want to use them. Some of the lights I do want to use them. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, we could go in there and have them not be linked to anything. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of see. And what you could do is you duplicate the material like that, and sometimes I will do two different, like you can add a little tint to it. It might look awful, but let's just see. I want to see the pose when Homeboy comes out. Maybe I'm going to pause this and do a quick, oh yeah, and this is another annoying thing is you have to go into here, viewport display, do these ones as bounds, come in here, bounds. Okay, let me say this, I'm going to do, let's see if I can get, I'm going to render one frame and see what we're looking at. Let's see. I might have to crank up samples. I'm like, what size do I have this at? That ain't right. I don't want it that big. No, it's 1920, 1080. Oh, 200. No. Yeah, that was the problem. I was making it much larger than we need it to be. 1920, 1080 is plenty big in my opinion. You can scale it up other ways. Yeah. See, we're getting a lot of noise in the volumes. I don't have nearly enough samples. The volumes are hitting that. So this is, maybe some of you will have some good answer to this, but I've had a problem with, I'm going to do 2-minute render. I like to denoise and nuke with neat video. So I'm going to keep that off. But I've had problems with Light Tree. Sometimes it works faster. Sometimes it works slower. Hey, Connor. What's up? And then the other thing I've had problems with is in the sample. Light paths. The volumes. Guys, this thing always is tricky. It changes the whole look when I turn that up. Yeah, volumes are going to add a lot of time and a lot of noise. I've heard of some people doing their beauty render, no volumes, all in cycles, and then doing all their volumes in Eevee. And I'm curious if that is a smart thing to do. Yes, volumes, now that I increase that max bounces, it added, the volumes are way more intense than they were before. And I think it's still it just looks way too intense. So we're going to come back in here. 0.04 for the ground one, and for this one we're going to do 0.0 2 in there. Yeah, it's way subtle. 0, 4. I guess we'll do the same one. What is your system preferences to set preferences in Blender? Dude, I don't even know. Let's take a peek. Connor, tell me if my settings are dumb. Yeah, I'm using the optics. I don't know if I should be using CUDA. I don't know. Tell me which tell me what settings I should be on. But yeah, that's what I have it to. Optics. I never know if I should have on CUDA. Guys, sometimes I get so confused by the two. I'm like, what is the difference and does it matter? Should I turn the scale up? Does that help you guys? That probably is better for your eyes. But yeah, let me know. Oh, that's good. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, Connor, I was showing people just some lighting techniques and light linking and doing a bunch of different other things. This scene's, 1,500 frames, so it's going to take a long time to go through all of this. This could be a really cool moment for some Houdini stuff. Turn your GPU. Wait, do I not have my GPU on? Are you kidding? Am I being that dumb? Oh my. Well, that could be why I don't have my GPU on, but maybe it's good because I'm live streaming. Let's see if this ruins the stream after this. Oh my, like 20 times faster? Why? I always have that on. Oh, that was funny. It's like a million times faster now. I don't know why I had that off. Let's see. Now I'm going to render an image and see. Good call, Connor. Yeah, it'll be a lot faster now. I like Blender's denoiser, but I gotta say, using Neat Video in Nuke is better. Connor, you know this. But if any of you have a really good techniques of getting rid of lots of noise in your renders for volumes, let me know. We're gonna crank up some samples to see how long it would take to get 1024, I believe is what you'd want to do max to. Let's do a 5-minute render. I'm going to do the denoiser for now. We'll use the GPU. Do I need to add more samples in here? Let's go 12, see what happens then. See if I totally break this. Gonna lurk for a bit. Gotta work out. Go get your pump on. Already did my workout today. I'm going to jump off in just a second. And I think tomorrow I'm going to jump on again and just keep cranking on this project before I start doing some work. I got some stuff I got to get done now, but I just wanted to. I'm going to try to do these live streams every day. That's my goal. Live stream every day. Build this scene out in real time, and then post it on Instagram. And guys, because it's going to Instagram, sometimes I'll even render in 720p. I know, and I can scale it up a Nuke. Render times are too long, I turn down the resolution. There's another tip for you. Yeah, those volumetrics, man, they're expensive. Dear Blender, please make volumetrics better. Thank you. If anyone from the Blender world is out there that can hear me. Stream. I'm checking some stuff really quick on YouTube while this is rendering. It's getting pretty clean. My stream status is poor. Sorry, I don't know why it's poor. I have someone calling me. I got to answer that in just a second. I'll call him right back. Where is... Okay. All right. Well, okay, guys. I think we're gonna call it. I think this is gonna be. We made some good progress. We'll make more. Maybe tomorrow I'll render a frame out for you guys. We'll go in Nuke and I'll do a little bit of test. But we can see that we're seeing the origin of those lights, which is a shame. So I got to figure out how to hide those, but also get what I lit before. Noise is cleaning up more and more. 5 minutes a frame. Yeah, that's that with 1,500 frames. That's a long render. So I'm gonna stop this for now. Boom. Let me come over here and hey, we're back. Thanks guys for joining. That was fun. I'm gonna keep cranking on this tomorrow. So come and join. We're gonna do more. I'll turn off the volumetrics. We can get back to just lighting those moments. Once we kind of get the general lighting, I'm gonna go back in and do more look dev on some of these little rocks and formations. And then maybe we'll even do some effects in Houdini. Maybe take these characters, bake them out, throw them over into Houdini, and do some sim stuff. Yeah, should we do that? And then bring the sim stuff back into here. Maybe we could do some random effects too, where like the planet's like dying and they're fighting on a dying planet, and like maybe the background we could have some of those pillars just like collapsing. Maybe when they punch, shock waves. Yeah, we could go all out. We can make this thing huge. And then I'll also eventually bring in some VDB clouds, because that will add some nice, more realistic volumetric fog, like where it's broken up. I know you can add noise in there and stuff, but yeah, add some clouds in, add in some other cool stuff. And then when we're happy with the lighting and all of the effects and all that stuff, we'll throw it in Nuke. And I'll show you how you can even add more stuff, like stock effects on top of this, adding some matte paintings, projecting some stuff in there to make it look even better. There's a lot we can do. But thank you. Thank you for joining. This was awesome. I had a lot of fun doing this. It's fun to talk about this process. So if you guys have more questions, hit me up on Instagram. I'm usually way faster at replying on Instagram than I am anything else. So shoot me a DM on Instagram if you have questions, VFX Central. If you want to learn VFX stuff, I have a website called vfxcentral.net. I don't have .com. That's me. And we had some courses and stuff. This isn't out. This one's not out. I'm sorry. Some of these aren't out and they've been taking forever. This Dino Robot one's like halfway through, and I'm doing that with Urban at Double Jump Academy. It's just taking a long time to get done. You can see what people are saying. We have some cool stock effects if you're into that, if you want to put in some more effects. And if there's things that other products that you guys want, let me know. Shoot me a message. Be like, hey, it'd be really cool if I had this in Blender. I've thought about bringing all my stock effects into Blender, dragging them in super quick so you can throw them in. Let me know. Let me know what you guys. I like to accommodate. I want to make things for artists. And I like to make tools that are fast and helpful and make your stuff look really cool. Anyway, thanks for joining, guys. And we'll talk to you later. See ya.